That was a small drone.
This is South Ridge Hawk Mountain, Pennsylvania, 2016.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
First I didn't think that I was cutting up to bleed. Then I saw my secrets getting swallowed by the sea. Through a telescope I saw a diamond glow. How you broke your heart, I guess I'll never know. With God as my witness, never had it so good.
And right now we're at the Hawk Mountain Visitor Center. It is 9 o'clock a.m. and last night was cold, like really cold and exhausting. And we're gonna go out on the ridge to see all the birds now, and I'm going to videotape all of it, and it's gonna be really great. So yeah.
Why can't
Restrooms for men, women, and wheelchair racers only.
And spiders who are turning into humans.
True.
But does migration happen all at once? No, because that would be a very busy day for the hawk counters. Although we do like those days, it would be very, very busy. And it's very nice to determine, well, that's not that good because those aren't migrating right now. So birds in general will migrate at different times of the year. And that's very important. As I do bird walks and talk to audiences about birds and bird migration, you've got to bring the concept of what time of year you're in. And what time of year will tell you what kind of birds you'll see during that migration. So here we are, we're November 12th. It's chilly, it's colder, so there's some different things going on. So in my mind, when I'm up to the Hawk Watch and I'm trying to determine some of those birds that are soaring along our Pennsylvania ridges, I'm eliminating already certain birds because they are gone for sure that flew through September. And the way we're going to do this program, we're going to go through the season as what birds you'll see in the start of hawk migration. So kind of take your jacket off in warmer weather. It's going to be sunny, or it's going to be 80 degrees, and you're going to be up on top of the mountain with shorts and a big rimmed hat, and you're going to be sweating. And you're thinking, and all the leaves are on the trees. So this is when the migration starts. September 1st, that's when hawk counters in general will go up to the platform and start seeing migration happening. And this is one of the first trackers, the one that Jason has out here, is one that the first thing that we try to look for in September.
So a few things about the birds we have. I'm going to try to walk around as much as we can. As I mentioned, all these birds are non-releasable, and they all came to us from a wild situation. So these birds are still wild animals, even though they do live in captivity. As such, they can get startled, they can get spooked. So photographs are fine, but please try to refrain from reaching out and touching it or any kind of sudden movements. Those are kind of things that could frighten this bird. But once John starts talking about it here, I'll try to move around so folks can get a closer look at this species.
Yesterday was great, but now it's time to go home. I'll talk to you guys when we get there. Hey guys and gals, I just got back from my trip to Hawk Mountain, Pennsylvania, and I have a little bit to talk about here. So I didn't record when I went up to North Ridge yesterday at Hawk Mountain, and basically what that was we went to the top of the mountain and we watched different kinds of birds of prey fly past this mountain. And me being me and having so much experience with birds like this, I was spotting eagles and hawks and sharp-shinned hawks before the professionals. And there was like 150 people up on the top of this mountain, and I was spotting birds before anybody else, which is really, like, thanks for texting me in the middle of the video after I told you not to text me. Thanks! So literally we stayed on top of this mountain. Well, I did. The rest of my group went hiking a few times, but I stayed on the ridge the entire time because I absolutely loved it. So basically, I stayed up there for 4 hours straight watching birds. And also, I used the binoculars to look down in a valley below where there was a bunch of really big mansions. Like, I was happy about that one. After we came down from the ridge, we went back to the car and went back to camp. And that night, I was hanging out with Rowan and Aaron, and we went to the big boulder field, and it was nighttime already, because, I mean, like I said, the sun sets really early, and it was nighttime already, but the moon, we have a super moon tomorrow night, but the moon is starting to get really bright this weekend, so the moon was really bright, so we could see the entire boulder field. Oh, it was like the rocks glowed. Like, oh, it was so fun. So, when we went to the boulder field, we played hide and seek in this mile-long and mile-wide area of just rocks. It was so fun, but, like, it was hard, but we would find people eventually. But it was really fun. And jumping across the rocks is like doing parkour. It's like, you could have a big rock here, then like a bunch of little rocks underneath it, and then a big rock over here, and you have to jump from this one all the way to that one. It's so fun. Rowan and I got found, and Rowan and I went to this boulder, and I mean, Rowan is really cute. He has really amazing blue eyes and perfect blonde hair, and okay now. But anyway, Rowan and I went up on this boulder, and we sat there, but it was really cold. And then I was just sitting there, and I was like, oh, I'm cold. And then he put his arm around me. I mean, it's not like I didn't like it or anything, because I did. Rowan and I hung out for pretty much the entire night, and then after we went to the boulder field, we went down to the playground at 8 o'clock at night, and we were just jumping around on all the structures. But we went to the playground, and we were just jumping around on all these structures. Like, we weren't even supposed to be on these. The playground was locked, so we climbed the fence and got in. It was really funny. And really fun. And all in all, I just love hanging out with Rowan. And then, after that, we went back to camp, and it was already like 10 o'clock at night by then. No. It was 9:30 when we got back. So we had a fire going, and I decided to stay out there by the fire instead of going in my tent. So I brought my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag out there next to the fire. And then and Rowan decided to do the same thing. And everybody else went to bed, so it was just Rowan and I out there by the fire. And we ended up playing Truth or Dare. That was probably one of the best games of Truth or Dare I've ever played in my life. That was so great. I answer no questions, by the way. This is confidential information because I was on vacation and I am allowed to do what I want to do on vacation. LOL. But it's like, I had a lot of fun on this trip. And I would love to go on a trip like this again. I mean, I always do, but I've never gone on a trip with Dave out of the state. And this one was in Pennsylvania, and it was so much fun. Like, I'd totally do it again, especially with Rowan, because I think I just met Rowan this trip, and I miss him, like, a lot. I feel it in my heart. I miss him a lot, and I want to talk to him again. And, like, I want to go on another trip with him. But all in all, just saying, Hawk Mountain is one of the coolest places you could go if you're a big birder or even a big hiker, because the views are outstanding. And, you know, wow, like, Pennsylvania is a beautiful, beautiful state. So I recommend going there. I mean, it can be cold, but, like, it's really nice anyway. So, like I said, the views from this point of the mountain were so insane. Like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. But in the end, I'm home now, and I'm glad I'm home because I'm finally warm when I go to bed instead of freezing my butt off. So, I think I'm going to be documenting and vlogging the trips and hikes and vacations that I do now because I think it's really fun. So, anyway, I'm going to get more videos up soon, really soon, I promise. I just don't have any stories to tell because... But, as always, I will see you guys and gals in the next video. Bye!